Hello everyone, welcome back to Inside Electronics. So you can see that I'm not in my regular recording setup anymore, and I'm in my backyard, by the way, and that's because of a reason. Because what we are about to do next contains a lot of fire hazard. So you can see that I have a couple of batteries in here. Most of them are taken from one of these HP battery pack. It's a discarded battery pack, by the way. I got one cell out of it. The remaining two are in here, and these are all bulged up. You can see that it has that ballooning effect going on. Cells are bulged, this one also, and this one I took out from an old power bank. Again, this is also bulged up. So I'm not sure about the condition of BMS in this case, whether we can make use of it in the future projects or not, but yeah, we will discuss about that in a later episode. Today we are going to focus on extracting the copper out of these cells. I have one more cell with me, one more pouch cell. It's not here at the moment, but I will take that also. And before cutting it open, let's measure it first and let's see how much does the battery weighs on its own. So the first battery, 53 grams, 54 grams. Second battery, almost the same. Third battery, 88 grams. So combined we have around 184 grams of battery on its own. So we will cut these batteries open, we will extract the copper, and we will weigh them again to see how much does that weigh on its own. So this is showing some random value. Let's take it off and let's measure it once again just to be sure. 176 grams. When we remove it, 0. Okay, so this is 176 grams of battery. So we will cut this open, we will extract the copper, and we will see how much the copper weighs. So yeah, let's move on. So this, guys, this is the last battery that I was talking about. This thing went through a fire and a lot of outdoor abuse. So I don't know how much copper that we can get from it, but this is also included in this tear down. So we will weight 266 grams of whole battery. So let's start from this one. Alright. Okay, so I'm doing a voiceover right now, and you can pretty much see the copper layer that was in there is almost gone, because this thing was lying in the floor for God knows how long, and you can see the black thing that was crumbling away, that was supposed to be the copper layer. So this was a disaster. So let's move on to the next battery. So hopefully this thing should give us some good copper out of it. And yeah, when I'm trying to cut this thing, I don't know, it was getting hot, kind of, but not too much that so that it becomes a safety concern, but this was getting hot. Anyway, I'm just moving on, and this is the layer that is inside, and it can easily be peeled away, and you can see the copper layer that is falling out. So let's take out this layer completely, let's keep it straight, and let's see how long this whole thing really is. So yeah, this is how long it really is. I will measure it at the later part of this video, but for the time being, this section right here, you can clearly see the copper layer right here, and this side is the joint, and towards the left will be aluminium. So here is the joint where you can see the copper side begins, and this side is completely aluminium. If you want to recycle this one, you can do that as well. So here is the copper layer from just one of the battery. We have a couple of them right there that is still we need to finish them, so we will do all of that and we'll see after that. So here are all the batteries completely taken out, and these are all the waste things that I got from the batteries. That includes my gloves as well. And I'm not taking the aluminum layer as of now. I will just take the copper layer because the weight will be much less for both the copper and aluminum, but however the aluminum is much cheaper. In my area the copper is around 640 something rupees per kg, and aluminum is like much less than that. So overall the length of these two batteries is 1.84 meters, you can see that's the 1 meter mark, and here's the 2 meter mark. So this is 1.84 mark, and the longest battery out of that power bank is around 3 meters long, give or take few centimeters. So that means the cell from the power bank must be having most of the copper in that. So we will now measure just the copper layer and see how much copper is in these things. So here is that copper layer measured separately. You can see the starting point is here. That's where the copper layer begins, and this is from the power bank cell, and you can see it is somewhere around, this is 1 meter mark, and this is 1.47 meters, not 1.5 meters, 1.47, something like that. And now I'll keep it near to the smallest one that is taken out of the laptop, and you can see it is around 87 millimeters. It is less than a meter. So I'm not going to take the aluminum layer as of now, because as I said, aluminum is much cheaper, copper is expensive, but we don't know how much copper can we get by cleaning these things. All those black things that you see are the chemicals that are pasted on top of the copper layer, which can be easily washed away just like that. And you can see that it does not require that much of a force, and it can easily be cleaned with just tap water. That much pressure is enough to clean this thing, because once you get it wet, the chemical will easily fall away. So now we can finish the cleaning and we can measure how much copper is there in this. Alright guys, so we have finally extracted all the copper from that e-waste, and you know, it feels very lightweight. In fact, if you remember, we got 175 something grams of whole material, and after extracting the copper from it, there you go, 14 grams of copper. Just 14 grams, that's it. This is not worth anything, and in fact, you know, the other side, which is aluminum, will be almost the same grams when after all the cleaning and everything, will be almost the same gram. But the time that we put into extracting these 3 batteries, you know, it's not worth the quantity for the work that we done for this. But you know, I'm not going to sell this as it is, because I have around 15 more batteries with me, and I'm not going to video them because the process is almost going to be the same. But at the end, I will make one short video in which I will show the whole copper that I extracted from all those 15 or so or batteries, and I will sell it, and you can see how much price, how much money that I got from it. So yeah, this video is unusually long. If you have been to this long, thank you for watching. See you with another video.